Is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Balm Powder actually oily skin approved? Let's see. We're gonna do a full day review wear test, seeing how this wears on the skin and letting you know if this is worth your $39 or not, and if it is oily skin approved. So vamos a empezar. Okay, bonitas, before we get into this video, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps this channel continue to grow. It also allows for you to see all my content, all the beauty content I have here, the Bonita on a Budget content, the makeup reviews, all that good stuff. It makes sure that you never miss a video. And also, really quickly, I do want to mention I always link all the products that I use on my complexion down below in the description box, as well as they will pop up on the screen so that you can check out the products as we're putting on the face. Okay, bonitas, so I took your feedback. I've been hearing amazing things about this Danessa Myricks. What is it? The Blurring Balm Powder. I feel like I've tried this before, but I cannot remember. So I went ahead and purchased it because I didn't have it in my collection currently. But basically what this is, if you haven't tried, this is an award-winning, visibly balancing balm to powder primer foundation for a smooth, refined finish and all-day absorption of sweat and oil. This is a light coverage, a matte finish. And we're gonna be putting this to the test. So I did pick up the universal one, which is this one, because I want to more so use this as a primer for the products that I use on my complexion. This also is a vegan product, good for uneven texture. Some of the highlighted ingredients are oxalate, which absorbs excess sebum and sweat without depleting skin's hydration. Olive-derived squalene, which visibly balances oily skin and diminishes signs of aging. That's really nice to know. Hyaluronic acid, which hydrates the skin. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this balm on one side of the face, and then on the other side of the face, we're going to leave it as is so that I can go ahead and see if there's a big difference by the end of the day. And we are going to be using the same foundation. So this comes with a little spatula right here. So I'm going to be taking the spatula and I'm going to just be taking some of that product out. It comes out very, very easily. Then I'm gonna get a little mirror so we can be up close. Ooh, this consistency is extremely lightweight. Look at that. Ooh, and it feels very like nice. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and use it on this side. And I'm gonna mainly focus it and target it on kind of like the T-zone area and the smile lines, because that's where I tend to get very oily. It goes on the skin very lightweight, as you can see, and I'm just gonna kind of pat it into the skin. Okay, right now, first impressions, it's looking kind of glowy. Now, I do want to point out for my skincare, I just used my Bioma moisturizer, and then I did go ahead and use my Murad sunscreen, which is a matte formula. It is like my go-to sunscreen. So I used that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and take this product all over. Also on the nose, I feel like that's where I tend to have some oiliness really peek through. I'm gonna put this product all throughout. As you can see right now, it does have like a glowy touch to it. So just keep that in mind. They do say to let this set for a minute. Right now it is 8:48. So we're gonna just give it a minute to do its thing. Something else that I appreciate about this product is that there is a lot of product in here. It is 0.63 ounces. So like I said, I think with this product, you'll only need like 1 scoop or maybe 2 if necessary. But I think with that 1 scoop, you can really go ahead and do a lot with it, especially if you're only applying it in certain parts of your skin. Now, something that I have mentioned before is that when it comes to primers, I truly feel like you don't need to apply them all over the face. I used to do that back in the day. I used to apply my primers everywhere, but I find that primers are more so to target certain things that you are looking for to target. If you apply it everywhere, the whole complexion may not need it everywhere. So this is really important for you to go ahead and use it as a step to problem solve certain parts that need to be problem solved. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this. It still looks a little glowy. I'm like, is it gonna look glowy forever? I'm a little nervous. Again, that formula is very, very lightweight. It almost feels a little like dewy, like once it melts into your finger. But I'm hoping that through that it will absorb the extra product. Let me go ahead and read a little bit of the how-to. Yeah, it says to let it dry for 60 seconds. And then it says to either use a brush, your fingertips, to smooth out a thin and even layer on the skin and blend. So this is good to know. And then it says for oily skin, it would benefit even more with oil absorption, which you pair with the Yummy Skin Mattifying Water Powder Serum, which I did see that. And I've actually seen some pretty good reviews on it. So I'm kind of like, if this works for me, maybe I'll check that one out. So we have it like that. Again, this side looks a little oily. So that's kind of, I'm like, is it gonna be okay? Okay, so for foundation today, I'm going to go in with the Rare Beauty Natural Matte Foundation, the True to Yourself Natural Matte Foundation, because this is one of the foundations that I saw you bonitas say that you used this primer to prep the skin before going in with the product. Let me see if I can press this in a little bit more. Like maybe I need to press it in a little bit more. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and try it with the Rare Beauty foundation. Cause I'm gonna be honest, bonitas, after using the NARS, the Estee Lauder, the Dior, and this Rare Beauty as the matte foundations of this era, the more and more I use this, the more I like this foundation. But I'm like, I do think that for somebody with very oily skin, you do have to make sure that you prime with a matte primer in order for this to stay truly nice and matte for the entire day. So that's exactly what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now is I'm gonna pair it with this, which a lot of people have said to be one of the best primers for oily skin. So I'm gonna see if it actually makes a difference. Now I'm gonna go ahead this time and I'm gonna take the shade 23. So I've been using the shade 18 and I really do love this shade. This is the one that I purchased from Sephora, but Rare Beauty did send this other shade over to me. These two shades are like my closest match. So I kind of wanna try this one out for the entire day on the skin, to just kind of see how it does. I'm gonna begin blending. I feel like everywhere else the primer looked nice, like up here and like the nose and on the chin. It looked nice, but I feel like on my like smile line area, it looked more like glowy. I thought that the texture of the primer, because it is a balm, I thought it was gonna be a little bit more like drier, but once you kind of melt it on the fingers, it definitely does feel like a little bit more easy to, like it easily like melts into the finger and feels like more lightweight. It definitely worked really well with the foundation. Now I will say though, this foundation makes it really easy for products to work well with it because it's such a lightweight, creamy formula. It has a very airy, like moussey almost texture. But I will say this also does claim to like be more so of a product that gives you like a blurred out effect and just makes it look like you have like no pores. And I do have to say this midsection right now looks very nice, very effortless. I'm not seeing the product clinging onto the balm that we just put on. Like everything looks really good and in place. So this is without any product, and then this is with product. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the other side where we have no primer, just our skincare. Like I said, Bioma moisturizer, which the Bioma moisturizers are really nice. And then I'm going in with the Murad matte sunscreen, which is a go-to if you have oily skin. Okay, I have to say I do think this side looks slightly smoother than this side. And the foundation looks a little bit more pigmented on the side with the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm. Now, mind you, the Rare Beauty is supposed to be a self-priming and self-setting product. But like I said, with somebody with very oily skin, you definitely need more than just the foundation by itself if you truly want a more matte finish, because without that, it honestly will just give you a more glowy look by the end of the day. Okay, so this is the shade 23 of Rare Beauty. I like it. So this is with the Danessa Myricks Balm. This is without. I don't know why, but even though I do still see like a glow right here, I feel like the foundation just worked better on this side. And it didn't cling onto any of my dryness on this side either. Okay. We shall see. I'm not noticing the biggest difference right now. Again, we just applied this product, but that's why we're doing a wear test, because it'll be interesting to see how this progresses through the day. It has so many amazing reviews and it's an award winner by Allure, so I am hopeful that I will have good results. It's just that first initial application of seeing it like look a little more like dewy, I was like, wait, what's going on? So we have to see on that, but I do feel like the makeup does blend really nicely on this side, very easily, gives great pigmentation, but I still do feel like there's a glow right here. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish up the rest of my makeup, give this some time to set, and then I'll come right back and show you how everything performs. Okay, bonitas, I am currently doing the rest of my complexion, but I wanted to come on here as I am blending out my concealer. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Concealer, and it's blending really well on top of the area right here where I went in and applied the primer. And with time, I do feel like that primer is setting. I always do go in with powder though. I will point out right here, because if not, I crease. So I'm going in and applying the powder like so. I will show you when I dust it away in a few. I was just like, I have to show mis bonitas how this looks as I'm finishing it up. Today is another really hot day as well too. I'm about to take my dog on a walk, and I feel like this is really gonna be put to the test. Like, how's it gonna do? It looked better blending on the other side. This side again, like I said, it looks nice, but I just feel like the makeup looks like flat, like kind of like it doesn't have life to it. As this, I feel like it looks a little bit more blurred out, more just with life. Let's dust away the powder here on this side with the Danessa Myricks Balm. So that's what it looks like. I always like to kind of dust away the powder that's left over in other parts of the face. Yeah, it looks nice. Do this side. You can see the difference. With the primer, with no primer. Okay, bonitas, I am back. Full face of makeup is complete. Right now, it is 9:18 in the morning. We're gonna be wearing this Danessa Myricks Balm with this entire makeup look for the entire day. So we're gonna get a good wear test out of this. Lots of sunshine too and walks, so we'll see how this does with everything. But I do have to say, I do think this side looks slightly more perfected than the side with no primer. Now both sides I feel like right now look nice and in place, but this side to me just looks a little bit better, a little bit healthier. I will also be doing a natural lighting clip so you can see how these two sides look with the natural light side by side. But right now, I'm not noticing the biggest difference when it comes to oil control, of course, but I just do think that this side just looks a little bit better. But what's really going to let us know how this does with oil control is going to be the wear test. Okay, another thing too, I feel like the Rare Beauty foundation is a more sticky foundation. It doesn't completely set in my opinion. This side with no primer feels much stickier than the side with primer. The side with primer doesn't feel as sticky. So this is what we look like. So I'm gonna go ahead, carry on with the rest of my day. I will be back for a natural light clip, a check-in, and then of course my final thoughts at the end of the day so that I can share how this all comes together after a long day, and if the Danessa Myricks Balm is truly worth a buy or not. Okay, so here's the foundation in natural light. This is the side with no primer. This is the side with primer. I'm showing you how these two look side by side and a little bit more of shade, but still with the natural light. So this is with Danessa Myricks, and then this is with no primer. Can you spot the difference? Hey bonitas, I am back. Right now it is 9:15 at night, and here we have the makeup after wearing this for a long day. So on this side we have the Danessa Myricks Balm. Part of it just fell, which you can see right here, and then on this side is the Rare Beauty foundation with no primer. So I definitely do see a difference. I have to say this side right here definitely looks more in place, which is really nice to see. This side did pick up more dew, but I'm impressed because I felt like this looked a little glowy in the beginning of the day. So to see that it doesn't look bad by the end of the day is a plus, like a big plus, especially because we've been wearing this for the entire day. I've been on walks, I've been outside, it's super hot today, and I felt like the makeup on this side did actually pretty well. I'm impressed. If you guys have been using this, have any other tips and tricks on how to best use this with oily skin, please share your thoughts, opinions down below in the comment section. Let's go ahead and chat. I definitely do think that for $38, if you're investing in a product that has 0.63 ounces for a primer, I think this is worth it because it will last you quite some time. I'll probably use some more of the product to maybe see like how I can make it work even better, but I'm pretty impressed. I mean, this side held up very well. Again, share your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think of it. Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's not worth it? But first impressions, it's looking pretty good, and I think it's pretty damn worth it. So if you have oily skin, I think you will enjoy this. And I think probably if you have like normal to combination skin, I think you will also really like this too, because I think it can really work for you. This is what we got going on. I really appreciate you wanting this watching. If you did enjoy watching this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And please also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate you, and I would love for you to join La Familia Bonita, so subscribe down below. Without further ado, I hope that you guys have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. Y nos vemos pronto. Adios.